All right, it's almost 2024, which means outlooks and stock picks are coming in left and right. This week, we got top stock picks heading into the new year from the folks at Citi. The bank still sees stocks coming out on top despite expecting an economic downturn. Citi's top picks include Delta, General Motors, and KeyBank. And Brad, really, out of all these names, and I know you have your names you're going to talk about, for me, it's General Motors. I'm on Yahoo Finance right now. I clicked on GM. I get taken to their statistics page, valuation measures. Right now, GM shares traded about 4.6 times forward earnings. I mean, this is a market trading at records. You have a market trading at about a forward P of close to 20, and GM's at 4.6 times. I think GM is really focused on 2024 next year, trying to turn around stock price, in part putting out a new $10 billion stock buyback plan. And this is what I asked GM CEO Mary Barra just a few weeks ago on the stock price.
I personally am not happy with where the share price is, and I think when we look at what we've been through from COVID, from semiconductor shortages, and then from the uncertainty around the UAW strike and the labor situation more broadly, we have certainty now. And we always have had a capital allocation framework, and our target cash was up on average around $18 to $20 billion. And so when you look at that and you look at the cash that we had, we thought this was the right thing to do to return it to our owners.
Brad, I'll wrap this one, the Citi call, really in a bow. Lower interest rates, auto sales probably re-accelerate next year, no pun intended. You have a company like GM that has cut $1 billion in cost. The UAW deal is out of the woods, and they're continuing to launch a bunch of new vehicles.
All right, you were focusing on the ground, so I'm going to go to the sky, perhaps. UAL, DAL, and of course, BA, Boeing Aviation, United, and Delta Airlines in kind of reverse order. So first and foremost, got to talk about Delta here. This was a company that we'd also talked about. This was one of Helene Becker's top picks as well going into next year over at Cowen here. So Delta catching a few bids here from the street going into 2024. For United Airlines, one of the things that they actually talked about here was potentially looking at a 67% upside, and most notably, I think one of the things that they're looking at within the trends that point to success for Delta and United versus some of the other players, Southwest, that has ultimately seen some of its own struggles continue in this holiday season. They said the post-pandemic changes mean lower block hour utilization, more blended travel, more premium economy passenger flow. These trends should still heavily favor network airlines such as Delta and United there. So that part of the call here for those two airlines here. And then additionally, Boeing. We're coming off of a huge international past 2 weeks for Boeing, getting orders for Lufthansa. You've seen some of the larger kind of planes, the 787, come back into favor, especially within the deliveries that are starting to reinitiate. China, a key region that they're going to be watching for there. Remember that during the depths of the pandemic, this was a sub $100 stock as people essentially looked at the woes that Boeing had and said, how the heck are they going to get past that? Boeing has done that in strides and done that so magnificently thanks to some of the new management, thanks to overturning the mindset that many investors might have looked at this stock and this company and said, there's a pattern of negligence that they're just not going to be able to escape. They've been able to do that, and the stock price is reflecting it.
Brad, real quickly, I'm going to flex for you. I've enjoyed all your conversations with Delta CEO Ed Bastian. I've learned a lot about Delta, and one thing that I've learned is that is a company really poised to take advantage of much lower oil prices.
Yes. Well, they have their own refining capacity as well, which helps them, and that's one of the differentiators for them versus some of the other airlines.
All right, good stuff.